if we can win one more game, then we've won 500 matches in our career so far, which is pretty nuts. Hello everyone and welcome back to more Careering Onwards with me, Mr. Grand 2, here for the first time with Bayern Munich. Yes, it took a long time to get here, but we found a new job. It's not been a long time for you. It was only 2 episodes ago. We were in charge of Liverpool still, but it's been a while for me. But we are about to take charge of our first competitive game in charge of Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund in the DFL Super Cup. It will be good to just get a trophy, get it done straight away. Bayern Munich have not won this for a couple of years. Now, obviously, Bayern, historically the dominant side in Germany since the start of the save. That has more or less been the case. There's been 3 occasions only where they've not won the league. They are the reigning champions as well. It's looking. We are the favourites, which is very good. We've got a very good squad. We should be able to do it, but of course that does come with great expectation. The board expect us to win the Bundesliga. If we do not win, then, well, we might be having a bit of a wait for our next job as well. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully we can keep up winning ways, and today would be a good day to do that. But first of all, then we're going to take a look at the transfers that we've made. A couple of players have left of note, and then the players we've brought in. Some familiar faces ready for this season. Now quickly the outs, because we don't really know many of these people, but Lucas Revelod is a player who I would have kept. He was sold by the AI before I came in, 41 million to Spurs. Decent player, mainly an attacking midfielder, but could play the Mazzala role really well. Looks good, still lots of potential. It's a shame he's gone. Arne Meyer, real player, has also departed as well on was it a free? Yeah, on a free to buy Leverkusen. Been here for a very, very long time after joining from Hertha Berlin. Good servant at the club. There's a lot of midfielders here, so again, this was done before I got here, but could have been a decent option, but probably not really needed, and his pace is pretty much gone now, so not much of a loss. And the 2 players who I have then sold, the first one is this man, Martin Del Palacio Langa, Mexican attacking midfielder. Again, could play the Mazzala role, but we got a bid of 46 million from Shanghai SIPG. He wanted to leave. I'm not prepared to give him a new contract to persuade him to stay because he's not that good. Decent, but not amazing, especially slightly further back. Not quite really as good as some of the other options. All right, but not amazing. So yeah, he has gone. And then a bit of a similar situation with this one, Levon Abrahamian, right back / centre back. Decent, not great. He came to me. Can I have a new contract, boss? I deserve a bigger contract because I'm playing really well. He's not, and he's barely played. He's not great. So I said no. He said, I think I'll go and tell the press. I'll go and rile up the rest of the squad, which he did. And if you don't want me, then I'll just leave. So I said, okay, bye. And I sold him to Barcelona for £50 million. So yeah, we've definitely upgraded on him. And so then, in terms of the ins, we've brought in 4 players, big money for all of them, but 4 players who I think we can rely on. First of all, the first signing is a man who I nearly signed at Liverpool several times, a player who I've wanted to sign quite a bit over recent years. Never really had the opportunity to, certainly last year, and we didn't really need him at Liverpool, but we do need him here. Bibi has joined us. Brazilian, was part of my Brazil squad at the World Cup. He has finally made the move to Europe. He's been at Flamengo since he was genned into the game at the start of the save, and has done very, very well in Brazil. Those numbers are pretty special. I think I like him a lot. He's very versatile. I mean, the attributes are very, very good. Very, very versatile. Going to be using him as a Mazzala. Probably sort of the squad Mazzala, kind of, but he's going to play quite a lot anyway. Probably the guy off the bench, sort of the Bentancur role. May end up starting, though, as well. I love the passing, I love the technique. Really good first touch, too. But he's got a lot of the defensive stuff as well, so he can play in box-to-box pretty well. Got good work rate, can play in the defensive midfield role too. I think he could be a really nice addition, and for only 33.5 million, pretty good value. And then we've also signed Tony Sutherland, Englishman, left-footed, never played for the national side. Maybe this is his chance though. We've signed him from Wolverhampton Wanderers, where he spent his entire career and has done okay. Good season last year, 13 goals in the Premier League, which I like to see. He was another player who I considered signing at Liverpool at one point or another. When Mohamed Salah retired, I was considering signing this man before I picked up Rayan Cherki instead. Obviously, that worked out really well. But I think Tony could be a pretty decent acquisition. He's not Jordan Richard, of course, but he has got overall some very nice attributes. He's mainly playing as a striker, but I do think he's much better suited to being a left winger. And that is where he's going to be for us, and he's going to be starting, I think, at least this first game. And then we also needed some fullbacks because we only had one left back and we had two right backs. We've sold one of them and he wasn't very good anyway. And I thought, what better place to go than back to our old club to pick up some boys who we know we can rely on. And first of all, that means we have signed Rafinha. Rafinha, of course, first choice for us for a time and then back up for us as well after that, because we signed Alexander Ulrich, who is just even better. I did try and sign him. He's not interested in coming. But Rafinha was interested in joining. We know all about him. We know how good he is. He's developed even more in terms of the attacking attributes. He's nothing. He's not like absolute world class, but he's just incredibly solid. He's like a classically solid 3-star player who will be more than good enough domestically for us. And we know how good he is. We know how reliable he is because we've had him for 5 years. We know how good he can be. 47 million for him is, I think, a pretty good piece of business and good for Liverpool as well. They've made a profit. And they've also made a profit on this man. Lorenzo Moraldi joins us from Liverpool as well to be our new starting right back. I mean, I think that the fullbacks are such a key part of this system that we use. Having two guys who know full well how to play it is going to help. He has developed so much since we signed him. He was a good player when we signed him, but we definitely overpaid for him. When we did sign him in the first place, 54 million, of course, from Schalke when we were at Liverpool, and he has been the backup behind Trent Alexander-Arnold ever since. But 60 million, they made a little bit of a profit. I think he's really good. The season we were last at Liverpool, played 18 games, a 17.16 average rating. He was excellent. He was probably, him and Trent were both really, really good that season. It was hard to pick between them, but I think starting week in, week out, he's going to be really, really good for us. And I think the overall standard of the Bundesliga isn't as good as the Premier League, so it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. So that's the business. That's what we've done so far. Now, there is a problem, and the problem is that when I sold that Mexican attacking midfielder, whose name I've already forgotten, for some reason the squad got upset about that. They felt there wasn't enough squad depth, even though I've now replaced him with Bibi, Marcus Antonio is leading the charge. They're not happy still, apparently. So I may have to sign somebody. It's the attacking midfielder role that it says here. It feels like a lack of depth in attacking midfielder. I think I'm going to have to sign an attacking midfielder or two just to sort of shut them up about that. Try and do it relatively cheaply, and players that I'll never use, obviously, because we don't need them. We're not lacking squad depth. We're absolutely fine. But just did not have a really bad dressing room atmosphere, I guess. So that's a bit annoying, but hopefully it will be fine. So then the team is, I think, looking in a lot better shape. It's not an amazing squad, really. I think it's a pretty good squad. There's some very good players here. Falkenberg he's exceptionally good. He will be the star of this team. He is wanted by Liverpool, of course. If I was still in charge of Liverpool, I'd be wanting to sign him because that's how good he is. But Albal as well on the right hand side is very good too. He's also wanted. Is it by Liverpool? It's by Real Madrid. But I don't think there's any sort of there's not as much quality as I would like throughout the side. But that's okay, because this is we're going to be here for at least a couple of years, I would expect, and we've got a chance to build that up. So this is going to be the team that will be playing in this opening game of the season against Borussia Dortmund, the DFL Super Cup on the line. In goal, we have got Raul, another very good goalkeeper around the world, another Brazilian goalkeeper. So many Brazilian goalkeepers. He's decent. He has come through from Cruzeiro, who's been at Juventus for a bit, and Famalicão. I think he could be okay. I'm not wowed by him, but I don't think it's really a position we need to be improving on this season. Maybe next year we can get someone better in, but for now I think he'll do. Rafinha's obviously be at left back, Moraldi at right back. Now the centre back situation, we've got some pretty good centre backs. Mikel Reiter's one of them, Spaniard, who is left footed, which is obviously very good. He's only got a heading of 10, which concerns me a lot. Everything else is good, but the heading of 10 is a big concern. We need to actually be training that. I think it's aerial. Yeah, it's aerial. Yeah, get him trained on that one. Next to him, though, Gonzalo Lupi, Argentinian, is, I think, pretty good indeed. Either-footed, which is good. So we can maybe, if we need to get another defender in at some point, we can move him either side, not a problem. He's got 15s where he needs them, all the key areas. He's only 3 stars, but I think he's a very good defender. But it is a potential area for us to improve. Obviously, Falkenberg defensive midfield. Box to box is going to be Heiko Jack, 22-year-old German. He's a bit of an engine room. Likes to get up and down. Good going forwards, good defensively. Very solid option. He is left-footed. Maybe we need to move him around with this man. Marcus Antonio, a player we're definitely familiar with from the Brazil squad. He's 31, but he's very, very reliable. In fact, I'm going to do that now. I would prefer them the other way around. Sutherland is going to be on the left wing. Albel on the right wing. He's obviously very good. And up top, we've got the main man, Ricardo Reckers. He's wrecking some defences. 55 goals in 85 caps for Holland. It's very impressive. He's not been too prolific since he left Ajax, though. 2 incredible seasons at Ajax. And he's been okay. His first 2 years were good. I can see why they would actually... Because if you remember, they loaned him out to Dortmund a couple of years ago. I didn't really know why. He seems to have kind of... I don't know, he's just fallen out of favour, really. I think we are kind of lacking a top-class striker, but I think he is still really good. So I'm going to give him a chance as our first choice. A lot of other players on the bench, we will get to know them as we go. Not the best quality, really, but some decent options. And like I say, we should be fine as far as the Bundesliga is concerned, other than really Dortmund and Schalke and Leipzig. Most of the other teams are not necessarily this standard. Obviously, I've jinxed everything by saying that. Quick look at the season preview then. We are obviously favourites, although it's not actually that far away. Schalke, 3-1 on. Schalke, they've developed really well. They've got some good players. Dortmund up there, and of course Monchengladbach as well. Leipzig too. So I mean, there's some decent teams, but I think sort of the standard towards the bottom isn't great. We should be able to do pretty well this season, I would hope. But this would be a good marker to lay down here against Dortmund. We're playing at Dortmund Stadium. That's another point to mention, actually. The club are building a new stadium. We're leaving the Allianz Arena behind, and a new stadium is going to be finished in 2034. Now, I don't know whether we'll still be here then, but that is certainly something something that's interesting for sure. Right then, it's been a while since we've been in Germany, and things have changed, but some things are still the same. Now, here's Dortmund. They've got Anastasiadis. We know how good he is. I'd love to sign him. We are currently scouting him. We're going to tap him up as much as we can in the traditional Bayern Munich fashion of stealing Borussia Dortmund's best player. He's a sort of next summer type thing, though. Sam Fernandes is also pretty good at right back. Another one that's caught my eye. They've got Coffee on the left wing. He's good. Azul on the right wing. He's good too. Dortmund look good. They've got a good squad here. But we have the quality. We've got the experience. We've got to try and beat them. Okay, can we get a goal early on in our career? Rafinha puts the ball across. It's a poor header from Wagnermann, and Albel with the first chance for us that we've seen. It's a good save in the end, and a corner comes in as well, which is also easily claimed. One thing I am concerned about is set pieces. We don't really have anyone that's really good at free kicks and corners, which obviously we did have in abundance at Liverpool, and it got us out of a lot of sticky situations, having a free kick go in, having a corner come in and scoring that one. I think we've got some decent ones. Antonio is decent, but we don't have anyone truly exceptional like Trent Alexander-Arnold or Mohamed Salah or Jordan Richard. And Anastasiadis is in, and Raul makes a save. We're dominating the stats early on, but it's Dortmund coming forwards again. Albel trying to make a tackle, he's not done so, and Anastasiadis is escaping the notice of the defence, and he's got another opportunity. But it's all Dortmund. It's not a good sign, really. Azul is behind the defence, and he's shot wide. I am concerned about the centre-backs. How quick are they? They're pretty quick. Lupi's pretty quick. Ray is pretty quick. I mean, we shouldn't be getting caught out that easily. Of course, moving to a new team, it's going to take time to get used to everything, isn't it? I'm not happy with the performance though, because we've apparently had more of the chances, but we've not seen anything. And it's Dortmund again with a free kick. We clear it, but the highlight still continues. Azul is in again. The tackle comes in. Coffee's there, and the shot flashes wide. I mean, I'm thinking a change is needed. We've got a corner. Can we actually do something with it? Wreckers misses a pretty much point-blank chance. Not ideal. I mean, Tony Sutherland has not had an amazing debut, but then neither's anyone else really. What have we... I mean, Antonio is not playing well. I think it's time for Bibby, really. We're going to bring Bibby on, move Jack across, and then do we take off Wreckers? I think we'll go with that for now. I mean, we could put a bid in for Anastasiadis now. We could afford him. Albel's nervous, which is excellent. We do appear to have a highlight in our favour, though. Falkenberg, we need to see a bit more from him, really. All right, we have finally got a highlight in our favour. It's mostly just the centre-backs mucking around with it. Can we progress the ball forwards, please? Rafinha getting some space down the left-hand side. Need a ball from him. He's found Bibby. The two Brazilians combining. They've been... Well, there was a foul or a tackle. Rafinha still going there. Albel's there. He's knocked it down. And Heiko Jack has Heiko'd it into the goal. And we have got our first goal in a competitive game for Munich. Good work from Bibby. Good work from Rafinha. The two Brazilians, I mean, it's a lovely ball from Rafinha. Albel puts it back and Jack smashes it home. Maybe that is his best position in that box-to-box role. Okay, time is ticking away. Can we hold on for a pretty undeserved lead? Moraldi, ball across. It's cleared by the goalkeeper. We get it straight back. We're pressing forwards. We're looking a little bit more alive now. Rafinha on the left into Sutherland. Bibby's there. Wreckers on the turn. No, we're still looking for the opening. Rafinha again. Ball across. Albel heads over. I think if we can just sort of hold on here, that would be good. I'm not going to make any other changes. I think we've got away with it. Indeed, we have. We've stolen the DFL Super Cup, but no one will remember the poor performance. They will just remember the end result. We have won it. We've got our campaign off to a winning start. It just came up that Watford have won the Community Shield, which is brilliant. I love to see it. Didier Deschamps still in charge. They've beaten Manchester United to win the Community Shield, which must also mean that Watford won the FA Cup last season. They did. They beat Man United on penalties to win the FA Cup. Didier Deschamps absolutely just living it up. Brilliant stuff. Great way to start things off. Another Super Cup for Bayern Munich and another trophy for us. Has that helped out our Hall of Fame thing at all? Probably not. I mean, I think we've got a few more points for that, which is good. Hopefully we can add to it as the season goes on. So there we are. Thank you very much for watching. We are going to be back. I mean, we have got our first Bundesliga game against Leipzig, but I do actually think that we have been here before, and that was a good way to start things off anyway. I'd quite like to go a little bit further in, and what I'm thinking is first back to the Champions League group stage along with Schalke, of course. Schalke, of course, the previous champions before Bayern Munich won the league last year, so that's probably going to be a good marker for us. Obviously, we are playing Leipzig in the opening game, but I think I want to go forwards a little bit, and Schalke seems like a good place to go. But there we are then. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the signings. Are you excited to see how we're going to get on this season? I think we'll do okay. I hope we do okay, because although I don't want to get sacked, but I think that we will not have the level of success that we did at Liverpool, and we probably won't anywhere else again. But there we are. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what happens next time, and I will see you next time.